All right, hello. My name is Jason. We are here. I use he, him pronouns. We are here to play Zombie World, game from Magpie Games. This is our second session of four. Our first session was our session zero. We created our enclave, we created our characters. One of our characters can't make it today. Hopefully, they'll be back next week. Um, but everybody else is here. This game is part of the Gauntlet online gaming community. We're a group of gamers that play online. Um, we have a pretty strong, supportive, diverse gaming culture. Check us out, gaming-rpg on the net, or go to YouTube, check the Gauntlet, check out our channel, hundreds and thousands of games. You check out, look, see if you like what we do. Why don't we go around? You guys just introduce yourself with your pronouns. Just give us kind of the quick sketch of your character, what you remember, and we'll get started. So let me go take on roll 20, take us back to our prison. And Matthew's not here, so I think we'll start with you, Will. Tell us about yourself and your character.
Right, so my name is Will, my pronouns are he, him, I play a lot with the Gauntlet, and I'm playing Tyler Morgan, who is known around in the prison as a healer, but he's really, because he helped a part-time prison guard named DeMarcus Nation when he was injured by a stray round, but he's not really a healer, he's an office worker basically, and he happened to be visiting the prison just before as like a contractor, doing some like audit work in the offices, I think. We hadn't really established that beyond he was just a white collar worker.
I think you said you were a visitor at the time that
that's what I mean.
everything crashed. Yeah,
like a visitor is in the sense that I wasn't directly employed, but like
okay.
the reason for me
Maybe
coming
you're there
here
for a
was
job. Maybe you're there for an interview, a job interview. Who knows?
yeah, exactly that kind of thing. Yeah, but like
Okay.
as a clerical sort of member of staff,
Okay.
And yeah, I am also married to one of our other players, and the big thing that's hovering over us is the fact that I knew that she was there. She didn't know that I was here, but I didn't go to rescue her until she showed up one day at the military camp, from the military camp. Yeah, but yeah, that's Tyler Morgan. My ally is DeMarcus Nation, this part-time prison guard, and I think I'm a bit of a wimp.
Okay. Emilio Chase.
My name is Chase. Any pronoun for me. Emilio is known as the peacekeeper of the Enclave. Kind of a friendly, high morals, jokester kind of person, but also reliable. Has a bit of bad, negative standings with some of the members of the Enclave. And is wanting to just have a set of order that's not immoral in this enclave. But yeah, and I'm fairly new, I would say, with the Gauntlet in general. This is like my third game that I've played, so it's fun so far.
All right. And Brandon. You're muted.
Hello. I'm not muted anymore. I'm Brandon He, and I'm playing Sarah Morgan. She, who is married to Tyler Morgan, although the nature of our jobs estranged us somewhat. We stayed married for professional reasons, but considerably lost touch with one another. I was a clerk, an officer manager at the military base, and which was secure for a time and then was overrun. So I am a refugee from there, and I brought with me a number of people from the military base. Tyler remembers me as a gentle sort. Evidently, something has happened. And there's that incident that everyone remembers when too many refugees came, and I dissuaded them by cracking the leader in the face with a baseball bat. My major follower is Robin Fisher, who is my best friend and who is a scrapyard artist from Bowden Tools. Sarah wears military khakis, not fatigues. She's a shirt and pants, and she has a haunted look about her, and a lot of unresolved issues, as we'll find out.
Don't we all? Our fourth player is Matthew, and he's not here today, obviously, but his character is Malcolm, and he will figure out a way he's going to be off screen, but his minions, his sons, as he calls them, his gang, they're a key figure in our prison, so it's worth remembering that they're out there. They are presumably ex-prisoners that have sort of taken control of the block, and through force and violence, presumably. So we may see them interacting with you guys as we play today. Let's review our safety. So we're using the X card. If anything is too much for you, for whatever reason, you just don't like it, throw that X on the screen and we will rewind and avoid that objectionable material. In terms of lines and veils, we have a few things, and feel free to change or add things if anything is troubling you today. You just don't want to see it, but we have lines of transphobia, fat phobia, sexual assault, gendered violence, racism, and we have the veils on sex. I created a few resources. We were just looking at the map I created when we were offline. So we have a prison map that we can change on the fly if it doesn't fit our story, but at least gives us a baseline of what we're playing with. As I described, about half the prison yard is taken up with these large blocks, these prison blocks, cell blocks. There's 8 of them. And they're surrounded on 3 sides. They have like a yard on 3 sides. And then there's sort of a central command tower and a administrative area that the guards have claimed. And then there's a bunch of other buildings. There's a warehouse, kitchens, a mechanical building, the infirmary, and they're all red because they're all known to be infested. There is a large office building outside of the facility, outside the fence. It's number 16 on our map. That's offices, and that's known to be infested also. There's a parking lot. In this side of the prison, I imagine there's still some random zombies kind of like pressing against the fence and wandering around. The fence, when you guys have been going in and out, presumably would probably be over here in this northeast part, where there's like a guard house that's infested, but the actual yard to go in through there and the fence there, is probably relatively clear. Anyways, that's the map that we got to play with. There's also a little bit of an area map that I spun up. There's the things that we established last time. There's the prison, there's a road, there's St. John's Prison. And then I went online when I was thinking of, after we played, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's a St. John's, Colorado. So I put in St. John's, Colorado, and there's not a St. John's, Colorado, but there's a St. John ghost town somewhere in Colorado. I thought that's just too perfect. So I threw that on the map. Maybe we'll use it, maybe we won't. It's near a mountain called Glacier Mountain. So who knows if we'll use that, but I thought that would be cool if we have a ghost town.
Is that a map that you are showing us, Jason?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm only seeing the prison map at the moment.
You might be because you're a GM. I wonder if I don't move you around because now you have the power to move yourself around.
Maybe okay. The things you learn about Roll20 when you do these things.
Every single time I play something with Roll20, I learn something new. I'm up to like 1,500 hours or something. So, anyways,
I think I just need to reconnect, to be honest.
Oh, okay. And then the other page I created that we may or may not need is a list of the cast. I find it useful when I play a game like this to just scribble down all the different characters we created and try to organize them in some way. So we have obviously the warden, and then I have like 5 guards, and DeMarcus Nation is a guard also, at least part-time. And then Sarah and your crew, and you had named your 4 refugees that were with you. And then Tyler and Emilio and Maxine, your ally Emilio, and then there's Jasper Bryn. He's the apocalyptic evangelist, tech billionaire prisoner, who we'll talk a little bit more in a second about him. And then Malcolm and his group of sons and his ally. So those are the resources. If we're playing and you want to see any of that, just yell out, and I will take you to that page.
No, just wanted to confirm actually, Jason. When I reconnect, I come to the page that the players are on, but when you're moving around, it doesn't change for me.
Okay.
So, maybe.
Do you want me to take away GM? Would you rather me moving you around, or do you want to just have the freedom of doing it on your own?
Take me away just so you don't have to keep double checking that we're all on the same page, But we can do that in the break kind of thing.
All right, it just takes a second. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to demote you to player.
Damn it. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah. Okay. And then I have a little handout that I wrote up that I think kind of pulls together all of our story threads into one page. So I'm just going to read through this to kind of just set the stage for us, and then we will get into some scenes. St. John's Federal Penitentiary. This is a handout, by the way. It's on Roll20. It's called Intro, if you want to follow along at home. St. John's Federal Penitentiary was originally built in the 1950s. A few years ago, it was gutted, renovated, and reopened as a supermax facility capable of housing up to 500 of the nation's most infamous criminals. Its warden, Wanda McMaster, never fails to boast about its perfect record. No prisoner has ever escaped from St. John's. No one knows how the first person was infected, but within an hour of the death and rebirth of patient 0, the entire prison was a war zone. Someone in the control tower locked down the cell blocks, and the guards and the surviving prisoners, led by Malcolm Juan, were able to systematically hunt down and eliminate any freely roaming zombies. Fate led several civilians to be at the prison on Z-Day. Tyler Morgan was sitting in the waiting room when Emilio Ortiz ran in from the parking lot. Pursued by zombies, both fled into the prison and joined the fray. Deeply ingrained distrust of the prisoners led the guards to barricade themselves inside the solitary confinement / control tower building, while the other survivors cleared out B block and made it their own. Weeks have passed since Z-Day, and Malcolm has used his brains and muscle to take on the role of leader amongst the survivors. He organizes the scavenger runs into other parts of the prison. He trades some of this loot with the guards for weapons, ammo, or a couple hours of electricity. On one of these scavenger runs, Malcolm, Emilio, and another survivor named Marina snuck into the infirmary. They grabbed what they could, but Marina was killed by zombies. Emilio blames her loss on Malcolm for being too violent and aggressive, while Malcolm feels that Emilio is at fault for taking too long looking around. What Malcolm doesn't know is that Emilio found an old, long-forgotten furnace in the medical lab. A rusty door inside the furnace might just open up onto the outside of the prison. During negotiations, the guards commonly mentioned their admiration for the only prisoner in solitary when Z-Day hit, the billionaire tech entrepreneur turned doomsday cult leader Jasper Bryn. They share their wonder that such an incredibly wise and well-spoken man was locked away in solitary for tax evasion. Food is short, and nerves are frayed by the lack of privacy and the constant threat of zombies finding a way into the cell block. A couple of weeks ago, 5 refugees from the nearby military base showed up and became part of the Enclave. Their leader, Sarah Morgan, began to tell the story of how swarms of zombies came out of the mist and overran the base. She was brought up short when her estranged husband, Tyler, walked up. Surprise turned into anger when she realized he had never told her that he was in Colorado and that he had not tried to find her, even though he knew she was at the military base. Just yesterday, another group of refugees showed up at the gate seeking shelter. Sarah and Malcolm caught each other's eye, and without a word, Sarah smashed the refugee leader in the head with a baseball bat and sent them all back into the forest. Combining their forces, Sarah and Malcolm now have the means to get things done. Seeing that Tyler also doesn't like what happened with the refugees, Emilio tells him about the possible escape route through the infirmary furnace. Okay. So we're going to pick up the next day. It's mid-morning, and we start with like a helicopter shot showing the thick Colorado woods forest, the foothills of the Rockies, I imagine we're in. And it flies over this thick wood, hilly woods, and we see the prison sort of on a bluff, a bit of a bluff, and it's surrounded by this heavy forest. And like I said, there's a few zombies kind of milling about on one side, and it comes in to show the prison. And let's go around and let's just see where each of you guys are at and what you're doing. It's the day after that event with the refugees, with Sarah, bashing their leader in the face with a baseball bat. So let's start with you, Brandon. Well, what do we see Sarah doing? Where are you at?
Sarah, having gotten up and had something to eat, is nervously walking the boundaries of the fence of our area with her bat, scanning for trouble.
Okay.
Looking at, examining places in the fences that might be weak, and just, on edge against, further incursions, whether it's zombies or people.
Okay. I presume you're on the inside part of the fence, right? Not the outside.
Yes. No, she's inside.
Okay. Okay. And let's go.
She looks pensive and would probably talk to you if you.
Okay.
If someone came to talk to her.
Sounds like you might trigger our move. So we're going to come back to you, though. Let's get everybody else on the page first. Will, tell us, where do we see Tyler and what's he doing?
Tyler is with Deshawn, and they are both Demarcus, not Deshawn. I don't know why I said Deshawn. He's outside as well, and he has Demarcus. He's asked Demarcus to keep an eye out while he goes back to his car to fetch something that he hasn't fetched before. And I think this is as needed is me and Sarah are both in the perimeter of the thing, right?
Do I see that you're going outside?
I think you will see me coming back out, back from the car, kind of thing, because you're on patrol.
Okay.
Like you'll see me walking back towards the prison with Demarcus, kind of. He was keeping an eye out for any stray zombies that might be lingering in the car or anything.
As long as you went with someone.
Yeah.
Okay. We will definitely come back to that. And Emilio, where do we find you?
Emilio is probably going to talk to the warden and the guards and touch base about the whole refugees being turned away violent situation, as well as the key to the weapons.
Okay. All right. Let's swing back around then to Sarah. Sarah, you're checking the fence, and I think that definitely sounds like you're triggering one of our moves. Let me take us to our page. Strong fences, I think is what it's called. When you check and repair your strong fences, draw survival. On a hit, you suss out weak points and address them. Supplies on hand, blah, 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 blah. So we are going to draw, Sarah, what is
where is this move, just for my it's up there.
Top, yeah.
That's right. It's one of our advantages. Now
That's
I remember.
Right. Yep.
Okay, yeah, because we have the armory and we have strong fences, and I draw survival. So it means I draw cards equal to my survival.
Yep.
from
the survivor deck.
From the survivor deck.
Yeah,
okay.
we only draw from the bite deck. There's 2 decks on the table. There's survivor and bite. We only draw from the bite deck when you have a potential being bit by a zombie.
Okay, it's asking me to draw cards, so I'm going to draw my cards.
You have 3 survival, so draw 3 survivor cards out on the table somewhere.
Okay, I'm trying to do that.
So you just kind of like hover over the top part of the survivor card. It should sort of like move a card up.
Oh, yeah, I did it.
And
I
then
got
you can drag it out on the table.
So I take the best one?
Yeah, you got Triumph on the first card. So the rest of the cards are moot because that's the best card.
Okay. Right. Hey, Triumph is great.
All right. And before I forget, and guys remind me as we play, I'm going to recall and I'm going to shuffle. Every time we draw a survivor from the survivor deck, I have to recall and shuffle. All right. So on a hit,
you suss out weak points and address them with supplies on hand. The entire enclave is considered to be barricaded until time passes.
Yep. And you got a Triumph, so you don't need to worry about on an edge. So you don't have to mark stress. And it's, you got a full hit. So
right.
We have established the fence is perfectly fine. It is strong.
So I established. So I asked Robin. Robin comes out at one point with her welding torch, and she touches up an area of the chain link.
Okay.
That looks dubious, and then I whack the rest of it with my bat, and it's like, and I feel pretty satisfied about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you see, I think, if it's okay with you, Will, I think I'm going to have you have a little bit of at least a draw to see how your escapade outside the fence goes.
Well, I was wondering because it seems as though this might be, it might be coming under the rule foraging for supplies. But the thing is that what I'm retrieving from my car is linked to my secrets, so I don't know which ones would be. Whether it's what I mean, like it feels.
I think the threat is more the zombies out there than whether or not you'll find it. So I think if you can dodge the zombies, I think we'll have you get to your car and get your stuff, without a problem.
Well, I have DeMarcus with me, don't I? So, perhaps I direct my allies to take action, as in like you run interference for the zombies. Does that make sense?
I think what we'll do, we're gonna do. This is the zombie move part of the card. So what I want you to do is tell me what you're. So there are some zombies sort of milling around. So there's enough to be considered a threat. If they spot you and swarm on you. So tell me, if everything goes well, what's your plan? How do you plan to get to your car, get your thing, and get back?
So the plan is that DeMarcus is I'm going to be careful, safe, stealthy, and smart, and creep through the car park area while DeMarcus makes quite a lot of noise on one end, kind of thing, like tries to lure them away from the sight lines and things where I know my car is in these rows of cars, some of which I assume have probably been burned out or like in previous attempts at people to try and flee the prison via the vehicles.
Right. So there's probably like a couple cars that have crashed into each other, people trying to get away or get in here or whatever, and they've exploded, and it's a jumbled mess of other cars of people trying to get out. There's probably a couple cars with like zombies pounding on the window with a bloody handprint.
I mean, there's certainly zombies in some of these cars, right? Like, what kind of car park in a zombie movie would it be if there wasn't somebody in a seatbelt, right?
Let me ask you another thing. Get this on the table. What time of year is it here in Colorado?
I was thinking like autumn time.
Yeah.
Does that seem? Yeah.
Yeah, I think every single time I play Zombie World is always autumn. People always say autumn. I don't know why, but okay. So
because winter is coming.
Yeah, nobody wants to go that hardcore.
There's a whole board game for that.
Yeah. Oh, is that winter? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a great game.
It sounds good.
Oh, you'd love it. You'd love it. So I think that my plan is supported by plenty of resources and people. I have DeMarcus, which seems.
Tell me, what are DeMarcus's skills again?
DeMarcus's skills are empathy, intimidation, and violence. So I guess
Okay.
I suppose I'm arguing that the violence is and the
I think what I'm
intimidation
going
is
to do,
being
what I'm
loud.
going to say is that you're not supported by a lot, but if things go bad, we'll have DeMarcus as sort of a safety valve.
Okay, no, that's fine. If he doesn't
So
take
for your draw, we won't give you that one.
Mhm.
I think you know where your car is. It's not that far, so I'll give you the +1 for accurate current information.
Okay. And it's survival, right? I don't think there's
I will not say
significant opposition or dissent.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me figure out. I wouldn't say there's significant opposition. There's no dissent. Okay, so careful, safe, stealthy, and smart. I think that is survival. So you are going to draw with survival.
Which would be a 4, I think, cards, right? I have a 3 in survival. I have a 3 in survival and a +1 from the thing,
From
right?
accurate, yeah, 4 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Ah, there we go. I was clicking in the wrong. That's a miss. A miss. Oop. A miss.
Oh, here we go.
Have these been shuffled?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the triumph was on top, so oh boy.
Oh my
my
god.
God.
How the hell? How do you
First
draw
miss
4
of the
misses in a
Best
row?
laid plans. Well, there are 4
Yeah.
misses in the deck. You can draw them.
I will say this. Maybe I should probably have asked you this beforehand, but I'll ask you now because it's fun. Brandon, Sarah's overlooking this. You see him going out there. What's your friend Robin? Robin is, got her welding tools out, and she's repairing an area. You see DeMarcus sort of like banging on the fence, and you see Tyler sneaking out there, your husband. Do you want to get involved in this, or you just want to watch?
Well, I'm concerned that he went out without telling anybody.
Yeah.
So I guess we've got a fairly heavy gate right to this.
Yeah.
To this area.
He's gone out the gate on the west side. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he probably slid this gate open.
I'm gonna walk over to the gate and kind of and crack it open a little bit. Keeping a close eye on him. Something about the situation smells bad.
Yeah. So when someone does a zombie move, you can assist, but to assist, you have to draw a bite card. Do you want to assist to the point where you might get bit by a zombie, or do you want to hold back?
If zombies come after him, I'm out there.
Okay.
So yes.
So let's go ahead and do that then. So Brandon, draw a bite card. And put the bite card, let me get us back to our stat page. For the bite deck, we're going to keep drawing, and we won't shuffle until we find the actual bite card itself. So draw the top bite card and just kind of put it in the bottom right part of our screen. That way we'll have like sort of a discard pile for the bite deck.
Okay.
Just one bite card.
I'll move it.
Okay. Threat, more zombies.
Okay, and I'm just
gonna move it down to this.
Yeah, please do. Yeah,
it's
easier for you to do that than me, I think.
All right. And because you're assisting, then Will, you get to draw one more card. So go ahead and draw another card from the survivor.
Yeah, I yell to Will.
No, I need to rename myself. Sorry. I think. I'm
Tyler, look out.
Yeah, I'm right up on the car. I'm focused. Deshaun's on the other side, and then there's a bunch of them that were underneath the car feeding on something underneath that have now crawled out.
Well, let's draw one more card and see what we. Okay, got an
edge.
So it helped.
Yeah, so I charge out there and I whack one in the head just as he's reaching.
Okay, so I think what we'll say. So we're doing the make a plan, and you got an edge, so you got a hit. On a hit, you arrive in the middle of your plan in decent shape. On an edge, some part of your plan encounters unexpected difficulties, or your party splinters, your choice. So it sounds like, unless you want the other, Will, it sounds like unexpected difficulty sounds like what we run into here.
Yeah, that sounds appropriate. Yeah.
So DeMarcus has successfully drawn away, a half dozen of these zombies, and they're sort of like pounding against the fence, trying to get at him, of course. And he's done his part. And then like you said, though, there's a zombie underneath the car that reaches out and grabs your leg, and Sarah has run out to try to help you.
I think, given that like one zombie's like not much of a threatening, it grabs my leg, right? And Tyler like staggers back with this bag that he's pulled out from the boot of his car, and then like sprawls to the ground. And as he sprawls to the ground, he hears Sarah yell out, and he turns, and there's like more zombies pulling themselves out from underneath the van next to him.
In addition, the noise that Sarah has made and that DeMarcus has made has drawn more zombies. And they are now, the ones that DeMarcus was trying to draw away are starting to look your way, and some others have moved to sort of block the gate now. Let's put this on you. Let's put this on you, Tyler. What do you do? Like, we'll say you. Do you think you have like a weapon of some sort?
Oh, we lost Brandon. I think I do have like a crowbar or a pipe or something that I brought out with me. And I have this bag that I've just picked up. But I think sorry, I'm just looking at, still processing how you deal with like I think that I'm going to reveal my am I going to reveal my trauma card? Am I going to reveal that?
You can reveal your present card, your past cards, if you
I need to fulfill the quality for the past card, but the trauma card I can just
the trauma card if you're showing it in your role play.
Yes,
whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that would certainly be the case, but I think that actually no, that maybe I should sit on that one for a little bit longer than immediately. So yeah, I think I would run away. Frankly, I think I would try and get. I think I would try and get us away. I think I would yell out and just like look around and go like, "We've got to get back to the Sarah. We got to get back to the fence quickly."
Can you all hear me?
I can. Yes.
Here's the situation, sorry, Brandon.
Please back up a few seconds. I had a blue screen of death, which I've never encountered before on this computer.
All right. So let me lay the scene out for you guys then. So I imagine, Tyler, you've gone. Well, let's go to our map. Let's kind of roughly estimate here. So you've moved to the parking lot area. Oops, wrong one. You've moved to the parking lot area, and you got into your car, and a zombie has reached out and grabbed your leg. You've gotten this bag out of your trunk, and Sarah has run out to help you with her, presumably maybe her baseball bat. And DeMarcus is back at the fence, on the inside part of the fence. You know, he's been yelling, but these zombies now, between his noise and Sarah's noise, they're now have moved to block the fence. And then there's this zombie that's grabbed you. And Sarah, you're still a few feet away. You're sort of on the way to helping Tyler. And Tyler, you're going to try to pull away from the zombie and run away, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, my hope is that, like, Sarah's assistance is breaking me free of that initial zombie. And, like, I want to try and grab her hand and, like, lead her back through run through the cars and loop back around kind of thing.
Okay. Let us do another draw then. Let me get us back to our screen. This sounds like it's just a single zombie, so we don't need to do a zombie move, but we'll do an avert disaster. You're averting a disaster is trying to break free from the zombie and get away before the nearby swarm comes to you. All right. Let me recall and shuffle. So avert disaster is a draw. You use survival.
Survival. I have survival. It's triumph. So I draw the rest, right? Because
don't need to bother.
Don't need to bother.
So, so you pull away, and you run off, and you get ahead of this group of zombies. And I imagine you're running, probably looking at our map, probably like towards the nearby forest, and kind of like loop around. Is that kind of the plan?
Yeah. Well, I'm imagining running like south through the you know, like the car park, trying to lead them, like, so that the zombies all get like caught up in the parked cars and things, right? And we maybe even we climb on top of the cars, right? Like,
Yeah.
and we leap from car to car to make sure that we can't get grabbed from thingy, just because it's more cinematic, right? And yeah, I suppose you know, the plan is, I guess, like the avert disaster, like the established sort of plan for getting caught outside the fence is to break for the tree line and wait for the zombies to get, and Demarcus will go down the inside of the fence to the opposite side, right? Like, and then clear our path back to the gate. So like maybe we break for the forest line, and then we're like hiding behind the trees, you know, like peering out to see what comes. Sarah holding that baseball bat behind a very fearful looking Tyler as he leans around the corner.
Does that work for you, Sarah?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll leave the two of you.
Sarah is clearly fuming with the desire to say something, as she is keeping her mouth clamped shut.
We're going to come back to you guys in a minute. Let's check in with Emilio. So we'll say you guys have. We'll say you safely. You can imagine what's coming next. You can. You've cleared out of this parking lot into the forest. You've lost the zombies. Maybe there's a few milling about, but nothing too serious. And do we lose you again, Brandon? That's interesting. There's two. I've got two Brandons here on my screen. Let's see what happens.
That was his mobile phone that he was on previously.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I switched to mobile when my computer went tits up.
Okay, Emilio. So you have usually in the past, what happens with the guards is they kind of keep to themselves until they contact. Usually, through Malcolm, they'll contact him or one of his sons and say, "Hey, we need more food, or we need this. We're willing to trade a couple bullets for this." So there's probably like a real strong security guard at the base of the control tower. I imagine that's where you're at. Basically pushing the buzzer or something.
Yeah,
looking to get their attention.
Could I have the main window again with the Enclave?
The stats and stuff.
Yes, please. I want to get in touch with Wanda, Warden McMaster. So
Right.
wherever she usually resides is where I want to have a nice talk.
Right. So you hit the buzzer, and the door slides open, and there's one of these guards. I imagine them, in like a blue uniform, and they've got like he's got body armor on, and he's got like a riot helmet, which is a little peculiar. In the past, they haven't been like fully decked out when they come out. And you see he's there, and he's got like a baton, but there's a second guard behind him that you see has like a shotgun. And he's not about to shoot you, but you can tell they're on guard. They're ready for violence. And he says, "What do you want?"
Hey, what's this guard's name?
It says, he has a little name tag on his uniform. We'll say it says Simons.
Hey, Simons. I know that y'all have been in here since yesterday, and I'm kind of wondering if I can talk to Wanda, because I got some important questions to ask her.
And he sort of like side-eye his partner. They have sort of exchange a look, and he says, "McMaster's busy."
Yeah, I'm sure she is with that whole fiasco with the refugees yesterday. But as a person who is constantly talking to other members of the Enclave, I figured I can help with some information and some safety measures here in the prison. I can offer that insight to her.
He says, "Yeah, we don't need your help. We got a plan on how to take care of things."
What kind of plan is that? Because I thought that Sarah and Malcolm had a plan to help the refugees, and we all saw how that went south.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, so I just want to see where everybody's at, and that means talking to all of y'all too.
He says, I think maybe let's see. I'm trying to think if there's a draw here. I think we'll have you do ask an NPC for help. You kind of trying to help get him to work with you here. Let me recall and shuffle.
And that would be my soul.
Yeah, what's your soul, Emilio? Imagine
It
you're pretty
is
good at
3.
three soul. Throw them out there. Let's see what you get.
Do, 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 do.
Okay. And I don't think there's anybody there to help you on this one. So that looks like a flat out miss. You got 3 misses. You see that?
Yep.
Okay. He goes, okay, we'll take you to her. Come on in.
All right. And I follow them.
And the door will slam shut ominously.
The viewer goes, "Oh shit!"
Right.
That's like that. Okay, no, don't go in there.
Right. All right. So we'll leave Emilio. We'll definitely pick up you here in a moment. Let's check in with the guys back in the forest. So let's say there's a little bit of a little bit of snow is falling, starting to fall, just little flakes. It's it's in the foothills of the Rockies in Colorado, so the autumn is a pretty cold time to be. It's a cold time. It's always cold, except for maybe like August or something. But and it's a little misty out here. And Will, what's something spooky about this forest? What is it? Something spooking you about this place?
I think the thing that's particularly spooky about this place is every now and again you find people have been living here in the forest, a long time ago. A lot of them, but it's hard to tell, right? Like burned out campfires all across the place.
Right. And what about you, Sarah? Do you spot something spooky? Something spooks you about this too also. What's that?
Oh, let's see. That has nothing to do with the zombies, right?
It's up to you.
Let me see. There's an old graveyard here and the ruins of a church.
Ruins of a church?
Clearly overgrown,
Right.
Probably something that was there, 80 years ago or something like that.
Right.
But trip over something and it's a headstone.
Right.
So it's like, shit. Get me straight, weirder.
Okay, so putting that together, maybe you guys have gone into the forest a little bit, down into maybe a little bit of hollow to move out of sight, away from these zombies. And there's the ruins, the foundations of an ancient church. Maybe there's a stone cross, over the crumbled doorway, and there's quite a few like fires. Like clearly, people have been here in the last who knows how long. I mean, they all seem pretty old, but people have obviously been through here. And then you hear this roar, kind of like a roar. It sounds like it's in the distance, but it's a weird, hollow sounding roar. It doesn't sound like any animal you've ever heard about before. What do you guys do next?
Shit. What was that? Fuck. Sarah, thanks.
What the fuck were you doing going out without telling anybody?
I told them off.
You know what I'm talking about.
I didn't think I needed to tell you.
We can't afford to lose anyone. Not anyone. Not even you.
Yeah.
She says, and she's angry crying.
And I think that sort of gets to Tyler, and he's like, he didn't think that, and he's like, look, I didn't think you cared about losing people. Not since yesterday.
The fuck?
Well, we could have had more people. They needed our help.
No, we didn't need them. Did you look at them? There would have been just that many more mouths to feed.
That
If
many
there
more
was
people
one person with useful skills in that whole bunch, you know, I'd eat my fucking hat.
Oh, I get it, Sarah. I'm useful. That's why you came after me. I get it.
You're here. You're in, and I know you.
Yeah.
It's just not I can say for anything like that. Remember, everybody brought in is a potential fucking danger.
Yeah.
Don't we have enough of
Everyone-
that? Are we just going to invite chaos in just because they're fucking humans? No. Most of the people who are out there wandering are shit.
I don't know. Have you seen where we are, Sarah? We're in a prison. We've got Malcolm Huang and his goddamn son.
I know. Yeah, look, it is not where I would have
Your
chosen
friend?
to.
Yeah.
It's not
And
where
we
I would
got
have chosen to be.
and we got
But
that
it's.
psycho in solitary confinement too.
I know that this is not where I would have chosen to be. Okay, but we have some security, and this is what we've got. Do you know how many people I had back at the base? Do you?
No.
16.
No, I don't.
16. We had 16 people that survived the initial attack. We thought we were safe. How many people did I save? I saved 4 of them.
I thought you were safe too. Thought you were
4.
safer than here.
I saw 12 fucking people die.
Just 12.
12 that were not just, no, I saw lots of people die, but I mean, I saw 12 fucking people that I was trying to protect die one at a time.
Well, you saved me. Okay? And he smiles.
So I think you both add a point of stress for the situation you're in and the emotions conveyed. But it certainly sounds like you're opening up to each other. And specifically, I think, Brandon, you have a move, your refugee move. When you open up to someone about the horrors you've witnessed at the other enclave, draw survival instead of soul. Is your survival actually better than your soul? So yeah, that actually helps you. So I think we'll have you go ahead and make the roll.
Okay, I'm drawing
opening up. You're doing open up to someone. Let me make sure I recall and shuffle. Recall, shuffle. When you open up to someone, if you succeed, you both will remove a point of stress. So this can help both of you here.
Okay, so I'm drawing.
You're drawing 3 cards. Yep.
You got an edge, another edge, and a miss. So we have an edge.
Okay. So if you open up the basic moves handout, or if you have a card at home, you can check it. Open up to someone. When you open up to someone, think about your feelings or your past, draw soul. On a hit, you both clear a stress. So you guys can both remove a stress. And you get to choose one. Look at any one of their face-down identity cards. Ask them any question. They must answer honestly. And the third thing is for NPCs. But because you got an edge, Will's also going to be able to choose from his pick list. So go ahead, Brandon. Which one would you like to do? Would you like to look at one of Will's cards, or would you like to ask a question that he must answer honestly?
The only card you haven't seen is my trauma card, Brendan.
I want to see your trauma card.
You want to see my trauma card? Okay.
So,
I will send you a picture of it again, Brendan.
Let's try it just because it might be easy. Click on Tyler at the bottom where it says Tyler Morgan. Click on his trauma card and see if it says, ask Will if it's okay for him to steal your card.
Oh, okay. Let me try that.
Oh, it says we had problems with it last time, didn't we? Yeah,
it's the black card?
Yeah, the black one. It says trauma in Tyler's hand.
Okay, here we go. Trauma card, steal card.
Did it say anything on your screen, Will?
Yep, let it go.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, let it go. So now I just have to look at it.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay.
And
Will, you can take it back then.
Yes. I would be able to if it would let me.
You can also just put it on the map and he can just click on it and put it back in his hand.
I can't seem to. It won't let me steal that card. It won't let me choose to steal.
Yeah.
Annoyingly now.
Problems with it before.
Yeah, it won't let me grab it either.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I'm wondering if I have to close my hand, but I'm having trouble doing that.
You could just put
If
it
you
face
click on
down
your
on
name, I
on
think
the
it'll
board.
close your hand.
Okay, I'm trying to do that here. Okay, that didn't do it. Trying to click on my picture, trying to click on my cards.
Oh,
You
Try
can
to
put
click
it
on Will's cards. There we go. Okay, my hand's closed at least.
You can just drag it out over Tyler's card sheet, character sheet, and then you can pick up the card again, Will.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to do the same with your thing, your trauma, Sarah. I want to see what your trauma is. So I'm going to take that.
did you get it or not working?
No, I got it.
Yeah, no. When he said, I knew he got it.
Yeah.
I think I got 2 for 1 on that one, frankly.
Uh-huh.
Now, if I wanted to play, if I drag it out, can I just ask that Emilio and Jason are not looking at Sarah's thing here, because I've found that when I drag
it should do it face down, but
You're right.
I'm looking away.
Okay,
Go ahead
cool.
and move
So
it
if
where
you
it
want to
needs
drag that back out onto my card, Brandon and I will take it. Since we seem to be having trouble with the, I can't.
Will it let me drag it? Will it drag it face down?
Yeah, it will do. That's what I just tested out on yours.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
So
I did have an honest question I wanted you to answer, but I think I've got my answer.
feel free to get a 2 for 1. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you.
What? Yeah.
No. I mean, I think that knowing your trauma, like seeing through, I think in this exchange, right? Like what you see is, what you get that insight into what Tyler's, reaction and everything that reveals to you is his trauma.
Right.
And I think that the discussion that we've had, like knowing you well enough, right? And the way you talk about these things and like the things that I used to know from you and how you've changed, even though there's some similarities there, like reveals to me a certain level of what I've gleaned from your trauma, we both now have our suspicions about how we've both changed in this time apart kind of thing. Wow. I cannot wait. Sorry.
Sounds good.
All right. So the thing that we have to do now is get back inside the fence.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise or whatever it is.
Right. When you hear it again, it sounds a little closer, right?
God damn it.
The mist, the cold mist, the snow starting to fall. It's vision starting to get a little blurry. Maybe in the forest, the way you came, you see a couple zombies, milling around amongst the trees. It's getting a little scary here. What is your plan? How do you guys think you're going to just kind of abstract it? What about how do you plan to get back into the Enclave?
I'm willing to give Sarah the lead on that, I think, because I can't make it any worse than I did do already.
All right.
And in general, in this
we're
game,
just gonna have to get. We're just gonna have to. Yeah, we're just gonna have to get down to. If we get down to the edge of the forest there, over there on the east side, I think we can. And wait. Wait till the walkers clear out a little bit. I think we can make a run for it.
You want to try to move around to this other fence, the sort of supply fence on the northeast side, or you want to try to get back in through the main fence you came in the first place?
The main fence is G, the one on the west there.
Right. Yeah, I'm pinging it right now.
That's probably full. That's probably full. That's probably full of zombies.
Yeah.
We're gonna go around. We're gonna go around to the main gate.
Okay.
Then.
You're gonna have to move through the forest to get around the fence, around the perimeter, and then come in through that way. That's the rough plan. Okay. And if you get into trouble, are you going to plan to try to sneak past it, to try to fool it, to just fight your way through?
We're going to sneak. Fighting's a we're not armed enough for fighting to be a good option. I mean, if against one or two, sure, against any kind of possible group, and there are enough around here that they can coalesce into a group anytime.
Yeah.
So no, we're going to sneak. We're going to go from tree to tree, I think.
Okay.
Is that
all right? So we're triggering the make a plan move again. And Brandon, you came up with the plan, so you're going to take point on this. Will have the option of helping if he should want. And you're doing stealthy. You're going to use your survival. So right now, Brandon, you're looking, drawing. What's your survival? 3.
3.
So, Will, before we draw, I should ask you this: do you want to help in a significant way that would lead you to have to draw a bite card to give him an extra card, or do you want to?
Yes. Wait, no. So replace any one card from their drawer with a card you have drawn before the results are evaluated.
Now, this is when you're doing a zombie move, the help and hinder works a little different than on normal moves.
Okay.
So this is go on point under zombie moves. When you take point against the dead, draw for the group and suffer alone. Draw +1 for each member of the group that draws from the bite deck before you draw. So before he draws, you want to give him
a bite.
What's that?
What happens if I draw a bite?
Nothing good.
No, then I'm not drawing a bite.
Yeah, if you draw a bite, then you might not die. You might not finish it immediately, but in time you're going to become a zombie.
Yeah, no, I mean,
there's good reasons not to draw a bite.
Yeah, if we're in the situation where the zombies were already on top of us, then yes. But I think given that we're not currently, fighting a horde, I'm going to chicken out. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. So, Brandon, you are on your own. Draw 3 cards from the survivor deck. I think I have to get you back to the page, though. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm not on my own. I'm leading a bunch of people as usual. But I understand.
Did you?
Point, isn't that a thing? Taking point when you're in a group.
Yeah. So I have Sarah taking point, right? Am I missing something?
Because I thought that's what you guys said was that you were leading the way back.
Yeah.
That's the going on point kind of replaces the assist interfere move for the zombie moves.
Right.
Basically.
So what happens when a group of people are doing a zombie move is that one of them is established as the person on point. They're the one that's on the sharp end. And everybody else can assist if they want or not. So Brandon is on point. So whatever happens here, he's going to be the one that's going to suffer the consequences. And Will decided not to assist.
I got 2 edges and an opportunity.
Okay, so opportunity.
I'm going to take a stress.
All right.
To turn that opportunity into a triumph.
A triumph. Okay,
so yeah, there is some. Yeah, so we're hiding behind trees.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a moment where I don't know, someone makes it's like there's a lot of zombies in front of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
But then somebody inside makes a noise, maybe even gunshot or something, if you want to if you want to send some story trouble inside. But there's a loud noise.
Mm-hmm.
And but it attracts the attention of a bunch of the zombies, and I grab Tyler and yell, "Go, go, go!"
Right. Okay.
And so I'm going to mark a stress.
Yep. Mark a stress, and you turn that opportunity into a triumph. We're going to have you guys moving through the forest without any other real significant mishap. You're going to move around to that gate on the northeast side, and let us take a break. We will come back and check in with Emilio and roll that into what happens with you guys, okay? So Emilio is, last we saw, the door slammed, and he's gone into the control tower. We're going to pick up with let's take a break for 5 minutes. Does that work for everybody? 10? What do you guys need? 5? Let's take 5. So look at your clock, add 5, and I'll see you at that point. All right? How'd you find out about the Gauntlet, Chase?
I think I think it was just through Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a recommended thing because I follow a lot of map makers, token makers, and stuff for 5e or other types of games. And it was just like on their little recommended thing. I was like, oh, let me check this out. And also, I didn't realize, but I was also listening to the podcast, and I didn't realize that there was also like a community kind of thing that was like an open community kind of thing.
Yeah, that's how I found out about it, I guess a year and a half ago or so, through the podcast.
I think also like Hearts of Wulin was like one of the Kickstarters because I'm on Kickstarter a lot, getting like new games and stuff like that. So I'm always up for like trying. Obviously with Zombie World, trying new types of games. So I managed to find all three of those things separately, and it all led to the same thing.
Oh, wonderful! Have you looked at Apocalypse Keys?
I have not looked at Apocalypse Keys or played it or anything. I've played My Partner the Ghost, this game, and then Quest Jammer.
I've gotten the chance to play Apocalypse Keys several times with a couple of different GMs at the Gauntlet.
Yeah,
and
that's a popular game.
And I've had a consistently good time. It's got this lovely balance between group action and personal horror. The mechanics make it swing back and forth between, because the characters are all monstrous. They all have a, they're all in an important way.
It reminds me of like Monster Hearts a little bit.
A little bit, but the signal difference, and then we'll return to our action here. The signal difference is that while it uses the basic apocalypse kind of mechanics, the sweet spot is 8 to 10, and 11 or higher is a success. But your nature exposes itself. So it's not like okay, this is an okay result, and this is a better result. It's like, this is a good result, and this is, you went too far. You succeeded in what you were trying to do, but there is a terrible side effect. That simple change, means that your own issues come out and interfere with everything that's going on in just the way that the genre wants it to. So I've really enjoyed that, and that's, like you say, a lot of people like it. So,
all right, so let's get back. Let's check in with Emilio. So Emilio, the Simons leads you up this stairwell up through into this tower. And the other guard with the shotgun is lurking behind you as you ascend up into the tower. And you go by, there's like a floor that has like a sign that says like records and armory. And then there's you go up another floor and there's like server room or something. And you get to the top, and it opens up, and you see it's a big wide open area with all kinds of like work areas, like computers and whatnot. And it's surrounded by windows. It's like the top of this watchtower, and there's like there's a what's the word I want? There's not a porch, but like there you can see that there's a guard outside of the looking around, scouting around, and there's several other guards in here. And you see Wanda McMaster. You probably have seen her before, I imagine. So you recognize her.
Yeah.
But she's bound and tied to a chair, and she has a cloth, over her mouth, so she can't talk.
Jesus.
And as you walk in, you hear a gunshot. And that's that gunshot that Brandon mentioned that the other guys heard that kind of stressed them out. There's a gunshot. and a blast of a shotgun, and you see one of the guard go flying back, against the wall, with their chest blown out by this shotgun, and they fall to the ground and expire. And you see, the guard that just shot this other guard, and you see this man, you've never seen before. And he's smiling, and he's tall and slim. He's dressed in a black prisoner jumpsuit kind of thing. And he turns to you and smiles, and he says, "Who do we have here?"
I look over at the body, and I look over at him, and is there a way for me to? I want to assess this bad situation.
Sounds like
I want to assess my situation and see what my next step, the best next step that I can take as the peacekeeper. So that would be me drawing steel. I have 3 steel, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I shuffled. So go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba.
Come on.
Ba-ba. Oh no.
No.
I'm not having a good time.
No, you've drawn what, 7 cards, 6 cards, and they've all been missing.
So I can't get a beat on any of these guys.
No,
I'm
and
just
in addition, there's going to be I think what we'll say, this whole situation is going to give you a point of stress.
Okay.
Okay. And this person says, you've arrived just in time. I need someone just like you. And he says, Simons, and he sort of shakes his head, and Simons grabs your arms from behind and, sort of pinions you.
No need to get rough. I'm still here. I walked here, and I didn't need to be dragged here.
And the man, he sort of he leans down and he puts his hand sort of in the pooling blood of this dead policeman, and he kind of wipes his hand around it, and he kind of comes up and he wipes it on your face, and he goes, "Perfect, absolutely perfect."
I don't know if red is my color.
Right. What do you want to do here, if anything?
I think looking at this guy in the guard that's got me held down, I want to try and calm them down. Listen, I just came here to talk. I'm not trying to stop nothing. I'm not trying to hinder, get in the way. I'm just trying to get a beat on this situation. Let's just take a few breathers and let's put this puzzle piece together.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Let's calm an NPC down and see if you can calm the situation down enough so that something bad doesn't happen here. Go ahead and draw when you're ready. That is using steel.
That is 3 again.
Oh, your runs continues. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
All right.
What a track record this is.
And he says, what's your name?
Emilio.
My name's Jasper. Emilio, are you a sinner?
Actually, I'm not. My whole thing is making sure that we're having a level time here. Everybody gets a chance to figure out as a community together whether or not they have sins enough to be punished a certain way.
And he just puts his bloody finger on your lips. He says, "Shh."
Okay, you asked me a question.
We're all sinners. You can't fool me. Take him away. Put him in it. This isn't gonna be enough. And he gestures at the blood pooling on the ground. We'll need him. Put him away in a cell. Put him in my cell. And Simons and the other guards start to lead you down into the bowels of this building. As you're going, DeMarcus comes rushing up the stairs, and he says, "Simons, they're caught outside. Some of the people, they're outside the fence. They're cut off." And Simons and the other guard kind of smirk and just say, "Go talk to the warden upstairs." And they lead you down into the bowels of the building. Okay, so you guys heard this gunshot, this blast, distinctive blast of a shotgun sound like from like the control tower. You're outside the building, outside the gate, and you guys, the gate, it doesn't even have a lock on it because zombies, of course, can't, figure out locks or don't know how to slide the fence. So you guys, you should be able to just move inside if you want. Sarah.
You hear that, Sarah? That was a gunshot.
Yes. I heard it. It's our fucking lucky day.
Yeah.
Go.
Our lucky day.
Go.
Yeah. Slip inside, I guess.
Yeah. Grab the, right. We've probably rigged the latch that the zombies can't.
Sure. I think this is just let's do an avert disaster just to see if anything unfortunate happens on the way in. Let me recall the cards. Whichever one of you guys would roll better here. This is a survival unless you have some special thing with this move. Avert disaster.
We both have equal in survival, which is probably, we're similar in some ways, right? We had to have something
we both
in common.
Made it.
Sure.
I would like Brandon to draw, and I'm happy to help.
Okay.
So on this one, you can decide after the draw whether you want to help or not.
Okay, cool.
And keep in mind, helping and hindering work the exact same way in this game. So if the time comes that you want to hinder someone. But Brandon, go ahead and draw when you're ready. Cards equal to survival. Maybe I replaced all the cards with misses.
I think maybe you didn't.
I just might have.
Yep.
So, Will, we got 3 misses here. If you want to help, then you would take a stress, and you would draw cards equal to the number of cards that Sarah has showing. So she has 1 card showing, so you would draw 1 card and hopefully get a hit.
Oh my God!
What makes a card show, by the way?
When you flip it over. So when you have 2 other cards that are hidden right now. So you have a pass card. Your pass card, you can show it when you do. Each of the pass cards has a trigger, and it says when, or I forget, reveal this card or something. In the text, it'll tell you how to reveal it. And then the trauma, you can show the trauma if you're role playing the trauma.
I think I did.
Okay. If you're doing it, you have to kind of do it right now. Do you feel like you're role playing that trauma right now? Are you showing
I could see how we would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You certainly can go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Here's my role play. The trauma.
Okay.
Is Tyler's having, we're getting there, and some zombies are threatening us. At the critical moment, and I shove Tyler at the fence, and I say, "Get the fence open, you fucking bastard."
Okay.
I would argue that the thing that maybe shows it more is that I'm worried about what the gunshot is inside, right? And you're just focused on how beneficial it is to our survival. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, regardless, Sarah, go ahead and flip that card over. Let's see what it is. Read it for us.
Yes, it's this is what made me sit up when I got it. Amoral. When revealed, take 1 steal. When revealed, clear a stress and you take action you deem necessary and others deem abhorrent.
Okay.
So does that mean I can draw another card
never
from
cared about.
It does. So Brandon, first of all, before we forget, so Brandon, add on your character sheet where you have your stats. Yeah, you're doing it right now. Change your steal, add 1 and replace it. The whole thing also, while we're on it, the things about when you guys lose stress, I might not completely be on top of that all the time, so I'll leave it to you to remind me if you've done the thing that reduces your stress. But
which
yes,
is purely open up to someone, isn't it? Beyond choosing to resist it, from what I can read. Like the way you reduce stress is by opening up to someone.
Yeah, or do each of your cards usually has something about like
Oh, the
I'm looking at
trauma
Brandon.
thing. Yes, of course.
Yeah, so
Yes, of course.
Brandon has refugee, which allows him to reduce stress when he protects someone from his old colony. Or the new amoral card says clear stress when you take actions you deem necessary and others deem abhorrent. So each of your cards usually will have something like that too.
Mhm.
So those are the things I want you to keep track of because I won't remember all of them. But anyways,
Right.
Tyler, go ahead and draw one more card because you
I got
know
an
Sarah
edge.
a little better. There you go. It worked out. All right. So on avert disaster, on an edge, you pull through, but it's going to cost you. You guys still hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my screen reset or something. Let's see, what's it going to cost you? I think that you get to the fence and you guys, Sarah pushes you, you grab the fence, you slide it open, the two of you start to move through, and a red dot, Tyler, you turn and you see a red laser beam dot appears on the back of Sarah's skull as she's helping you with this fence. What do you guys do?
From outside the fence, I guess.
Like a sniper rifle laser beam is kind of what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From up in the tower, and maybe you look that way and you see that guard up at the top of the tower with a sniper rifle aimed right at you guys.
I yell out, "Stop! It's Tyler and Sarah! Stop!"
Okay. Yeah. So I think that we'll just say that's good enough. But you see this guy watching you. Okay. He doesn't seem to fire at you, luckily.
Yeah.
And you slide the fence closed, and I'm going to say, probably the time you guys moving around, a little bit of time has passed. So I think Emilio's probably not quite linked up with you guys in terms of time. So I think what happens is DeMarcus you guys move in, and DeMarcus comes out to you, Tyler, and he seems really upset. And you can see that he's got a wound, he's been smashed or something in the head. He's got like a bloody wound on the side of his face, and he's kind of woozy and he's stumbling, and he starts talking to you like a mile a minute. And it's something about they took her and they let him out, and things are getting crazy, and he's just talking crazy. You can't really make out what's going on. He seems he's in a bad place physically and mentally, it sounds like.
Is Maxine around?
No, at this point, no.
Okay.
Maxine is Emilio's friend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
Tyler.
You probably could find her though.
well, I was saying if she knew Emilio had
Right.
advantage, she might be out here talking to us.
Tyler, we made it
What?
out. I'd like to try and calm an NPC down and try and get a clear idea of what's occurring here.
Yeah, tell me, what's that look like a little bit, and then we'll flip the cards.
I think it's, it's okay. Sarah got me. Tyler, I need you to tell me. No, Deshaun, I need DeMarcus. Deshaun. I don't know why. I think it's because the only name I've ever heard that starts like that, something, because it's not common over here. Is Deshaun from a TV show. So DeMarcus. DeMarcus, I need you to tell me, what? Take a breath, man. Take a breath, okay? Like, who's she? Who's he? Who are you talking about? So I draw plus steal?
Yes. Calm an NPC down. Draw with logic or reason. Draw steal. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I've zoomed too far in, so I can't see my own stats. There we go. That's an edge and a miss. So there's an edge. I pick one. I think that the main thing is they keep calm for them sometime, they reveal their true concerns, they don't hold me responsible. I think that the main one here that makes sense is keep calm because he's a friendly NPC, so his true motivations are probably relatively aligned with mine in terms of honesty and stuff,
Right. Okay, so he's going to stay calm. You calm him down, maybe even use a little bit of your healer ability to sort of, like patted his wound or something. You sit him down. I imagine you guys, by the way, just to kind of put you in space. I imagine you somewhere like in here, towards the block, but
Sure.
still kind of in the yard.
Mhm.
And he points up the tower. You sit him down in the grass, and he points up at the tower, and he says, "They let that crazy out of solitary."
Brent?
Yeah,
Oh God.
and
What Brent?
yeah, they let the freaking
Fuck me. Who did?
end of days crazy out of solitary, and they've got McMaster and Emilio locked up down in the cells. I don't know
Emilio?
what I don't know what they're doing, but they.
Why the hell did they get
I tried
Emilio?
to ask questions, and this is what happened. I was lucky to get out of there. They killed Smith.
So that guy was drawing a beat on me. I said
Yeah.
to Tyler. Sorry, I said to Tyler.
Yeah, they're killing people.
Shit.
Okay.
Shit. Just the right time for Malcolm to be.
Okay. Fuck. They do not get to. I don't know what kind of shit they're planning to do to Emilio, but they do not get to do that.
Yeah. Tyler. You see Tyler like look at Sarah and make a sort of like, can I trust you? Like look, at this. And then he says, yeah. I mean, the warden. Shit. Look, we're gonna need. Fuck, I don't know what to do. We need to.
God damn it.
We need to go
Why didn't
see.
somebody kill that fire? Well, they had a chance. All right. Where we got the situation we got. So. So what do I try to do?
Let's assess the situation, I think.
Okay. Kind of looking around the tower, trying to.
Yeah, I think so. Like we're
behind the concrete wall and looking over there.
Well, I think because one of the questions is our best way past, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that.
Yeah, or who is most vulnerable? What's
okay?
Most
So
useful?
let's say just for the fiction that given what DeMarcus has told you, and this set, the sniper up there, swinging around this sniper rifle, you kind of pull him and the two of you behind a concrete wall, and you're kind of talking and muttering, trying to come up with an idea, and you're both kind of peeking over the side, looking at the tower to try to get a sense of what's going on.
I have a couple of my peeps with me.
You're gonna try to draw some of your people to you?
Yeah, well, a couple of them had come over because I was outside the gate, and so they're hanging around.
Okay.
I
think that's reasonable because I'm sure like your ally definitely saw you get cut off and running off into the forest. So yeah, I think your people were on alert. So yeah, I think that's fair. Let's say your ally and one of your other people comes over behind the wall with you. But let's go ahead and do that, assess of that situation. Will, it sounded like you were calling for that. So let me get us back to our page with stats. Let me recall and shuffle. And go ahead when you're ready. What's that, steel?
Yes, should I draw it?
Yeah, it sounded like you were the one leading the way on that.
That's an edge.
Start.
And an edge, 2 edges. Yay.
Okay. Now, Brandon, he's got a hit. It's a partial hit, but if you want to dig for that triumph, you could assist here if you wanted. Or you can pass.
It's only for a single card, though, right? Because he's not opened up. So I'm not going to do that.
Okay. So, Will, you get to ask one question. So there's a list there. You can go from the list, or I'm perfectly happy with you just asking a question you think is reasonable. And regardless, acting on the information will give you a +1 forward.
You know what? I think that the major one is how do we get Emilio out? Without this escalating into, because they've got the guns, it could be a complete forceful attack will be a bloodbath. Is it a case of strength or like negotiation or whatever, right? Like,
Right.
How do we have a conversation about this? And mainly, I'm wondering, how do I get Chase's character involved in scenes with the other two of us as well? You know?
Right. No, but we're getting Emilio out. Emilio's one.
Okay.
The warden seems a lost
especially
cause.
if you know, if people are taking sides. I want anybody who's not on Brent's side.
So I think it's a matter of putting all of the pieces together in your mind and spotting a few things, listening to DeMarcus as he continues to kind of mutter, holding his head. And he, I think you figure that there's probably two ways to get Emilio out of there. One is to convince Jasper Bryn, that you're on board with his crazy apocalyptic bullshit. The other is to fight or sneak your way in there and pull her out of there, or pull him out of there, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that's going to be a fucking nightmare.
DeMarcus says, I think it's fair. He probably, if they haven't changed the code, I might be able to get the door open.
Yeah, but then what?
Or they always leave the door on the catwalk unlocked.
Sure. And yeah, maybe we could swipe him out of there, but then what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Is Brent's going to come after us? Okay, no, until we can pull some people away from Brent, we got to get Brent to spring him.
Maxine does have skills in stealth and survival, and she has lockpicks, so
Right.
She's also my ally.
She does. And that's a good backup plan to my way of thinking.
Let's leave you guys thinking and chatting, using the chat if you guys need to sort it out. Let's check in with Emilio. So Emilio, you're down in a dark cell and a solitary cell, and you see them bring in Wanda McMaster. She's they've got like handcuffs on her, and they put her into the cell next to you. They take off her muffle. I can't think of this. What's the word for something
gag.
that covers her mouth? A gag. Yeah, they take her gag away, and they slam the door on her, and they
with me.
and they kind of sneer at you, of course, and then they leave. Okay.
So
What do you want to do?
with me?
Yeah, she's like next to you.
I think the first thing I'm gonna do is see if she's injured.
Okay. Let's have her in the cell right with you then. Let's just say that's probably more interesting narratively. So yeah, she puts you in there. Check her out. She goes,
Hey,
I knew this was going to happen. I just knew it. And she seems okay physically.
How did he get out, Wanda?
He's been talking to them all along. It's like a worm. He dug into their brains, and I don't know. At some point, they decide. I think the prisoners smashing those refugees is what pushed them over the edge, and they really, I guess, they bought into his bullshit.
Oh, violence begets violence, and we already seen that unfold here. Tell me you know a little something about this prison. That's a little secret that you know, since you know this place inside out.
You're one of the prisoners. Why should I trust you?
I'm not one of the prisoners. I came here to visit the prisoners.
Okay, that sounds like enough leverage. Let's do the ask an NPC for help move.
Okay.
Let me make sure I've recalled and shuffled. I'm sure you won't get any more misses.
My soul is 3.
All right. That hasn't helped you so far.
It should be enough, right?
Hard gods, give me the power. Yay!
Yay! All right. Triumph. Let's see. You don't even need to give him a bribe or a motive. She says
it's for her health too.
She says, this isn't the way I imagined this going down, but I guess you're the only person I've got. Look, like I said, I knew this was going to happen. And she reaches down, she takes her shoe off, and she's got like a pass key or something like that she's stuck down in her shoe. And she reaches over, like through, like maybe through the bar. This is a really bad solitary confinement cell.
The food slot.
Yeah, the food slot, and she swipes it, and there's a ching ching ching, and the door slides open. And
Okay.
she goes,
So can I just suggest that the reason that the solitary confinement thing is crap is because previously this held Jasper Bryn, the man that the guards were in favor with. So they have let things slide and slack, and
Yeah, or
they've
they
like worked
kind
holes
of
into
broke
like
it a little to get
yeah,
them
they
out.
broke it and they never fixed it, right? So like,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
because they
Sorry.
didn't have this key card.
mm-hmm. So yeah, she goes, all right, what's your name?
Emilio.
All right, Emilio. I think we got to get out of here. They're gonna kill us if they find us. But I think
Yeah.
they're gonna kill us eventually if we don't get out of here. Jasper, something about blood. There's something about blood with that guy.
Oh yeah, I know. He's put it all over my face. And
Yeah, you
all
have
I
like
smell is
you got streaks of blood
metal.
on your face.
Yeah, it's lovely, hygienic. So there is my question of, I know a way out, but there's some people here that I don't think should have to face the consequences of the psychopath. Well, 3 psychopaths really in this prison, at the very least. So I do want to get in touch with Maxine and Tyler and see if we can get them out of here. I ain't having you have to do this with me, but I kind of feel like it's part of your duty to help the people who really are trying to be more of the lawful side of things.
She says, I'm totally on board. But look, I don't know, where are you thinking we're going to go?
I think the best way is to maybe just sneak around in the corners and just see if we can see them, and probably just give ourselves a kind of time limit before we just have to go.
You're talking about out in the prison, finding Maxine and Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay. Keeping them safe. She
Mm.
says, well, okay, first things first, though, we've got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And
Let's-
Simons and Suzuki, they're fucking maniacs. They'll shoot us if they see us, and they're going to be upstairs, just up these stairs here.
Yeah. We can maybe go through more of the long way around that they're not traveling
Okay.
through.
I think what we'll do, let's do an assess a bad situation, see if you can spot an alternate way to get out of here. Let me
Okay.
recall and shuffle. One moment.
That
What
is
is your
steel.
steal? Yeah.
It's
Go
3.
ahead when you're ready. All right.
Here we go.
Let's see if the fates have turned for you.
There's a miss. There's another miss. And an edge.
All right.
I drew on it.
Let's see. So you can ask one question, and you'll get a +1 forward acting on it.
Let's see. What is the best escape route?
Right. Well, in classic video game style, of course, there's a vent here that you can open up and climb into. Is that what you think you'll do? Or do you want to try to fight your way out through the guards?
We're gonna pop open that vent and get ourselves in there.
All right, so we'll leave the two of you climbing into this dark vent, and let's check in with the guys outside. So we left, a couple of your friends have come over now. Sarah and Tyler and DeMarcus are there, sort of out in the yard behind this concrete wall. What's next?
All right. Well, we got 2 choices. We can try to get into wherever they're holding Emilio, or we can try to persuade Brent to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
I say we do the snatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We take away. Listen. We should get. You've got your guys. Find Maxine.
Yeah.
Try and get her to. She want to know about what's happened to Emilio. I'm gonna go try and get the sons on board. get them to cause the dispute. While if the sons are, like try and claim the prison for themselves, then they won't. The Malcolm won't stand for this, even if he is laid up with his fever at the moment. When he gets better, he's going to raise hell. So like we just need them to keep the guards' eyes focused that way while you take care.
You do that. I'll get Maxine to see if she can pop a lock or two, and we'll get in there. I don't know how if they've locked her up in one of the security cells. I don't know how we're going to get in there, but first, one thing at a time.
Hey, DeMarcus, you know how this works, how those work, right?
The which part?
The solitary cells. Like you've been guarding there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you go with Sarah and try and get Emilio out. I'll go speak to
DeMarcus is what's the way in there that goes through the fused cards?
I think at this point DeMarcus goes, I don't feel very well, and he sort of like collapses.
Shit.
Unconscious.
Shit.
All right, you have to play it by ear.
Okay.
I
drag DeMarcus to the. I'm going to go to the sons, dragging DeMarcus, like kind of stumbling with him so that he can rest up in a sort of relatively safe place.
Right.
And I'm going to go try and speak to Leo Clark, the drifter.
Right. I think he's taken over since.
Natalie's going to help you with DeMarcus. He's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can't drag him by yourself.
Okay, so I think you guys are all kind of going to the same place. You're all making your way towards B block. Maybe there's probably, I'm imagining the Sons and Malcolm sort of have claimed the top floor, and I'm imagining there's like 3 floors, a block. I actually have a picture. It kind of captures some of this. Let's see. Imagine something like this on the interior of the cell block. So there's levels of cells, and maybe Maxine and Emilio were bunked up, in one of the lower levels, and then on the top level is where the Sons and Malcolm are. And Malcolm, like Tyler said, is got some illness today, so his lieutenant Leo, or is it Leo? Leo's kind of calling the shots right now. I think, let's just pick up there. You kind of sneak your way along. Actually, I think given DeMarcus's situation, Tyler, I think I'm going to have you roll Avert Disaster just to get there without DeMarcus facing further medical problems. So let's go back to the prison. Let me recall and shuffle. And you're going to do Avert Disaster, which is survival.
Okay.
Will, whenever you're ready.
1 miss. An opportunity.
Okay.
And a miss. So I will mark a stress to claim that as a triumph.
Sure.
And, helping an injured person, does that trigger my healer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And I was going to say, given a triumph, not only do you get back there, but, you lay him down in a bed and you get some cold water, and, he's going to be okay, and he might even jump back in the scene later on. So we'll have him on the road to recovery.
I imagined coming in, and like the Sons are all sort of like standing around, like kind of like on edge, hearing that gunshot and Leo's, and I'm like, shit, help me put him down, okay? Like, clear the thing. And I put him down, probably in our sort of makeshift like infirmary, kind of, because we have an actual infirmary, but we have a cell that we've now dedicated towards like thingy, and that's probably where Malcolm's on one side and now Thingy's in the other bunk, right? Which is terrible quarantine procedure, but that's why we don't have any space.
And we'll say Leo comes down, and I'm picturing him. We'll let Matthew tell us more next week, but I'm picturing him as sort of a slight guy, kind of a thin, petite kind of guy, and he kind of like he scans the scene, and this is intelligence that this guy has. He picks up kind of what's going on very quickly. Yeah, we'll come back to that. Let me jump.
Matthew did describe him as a drifter turned problem solver.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry.
So let's leave that there for a moment. Let's check it with Brandon. So Brandon, you've made your way to where Emilio and Maxine hole up, and you see she's in there, and I think she has a gun. Is that right, Chase? Maxine? She's probably got like a pistol or something. So I imagine her like you come in and she's loading a revolver. She's putting the bullets, into the chambers and spinning it, and doing that cool thing where they slap it shut. And
Yes.
she goes, "What do you want?"
We're busting out, Emilio. Come on.
Where's Emilio?
They.
She seems worried.
Oh, you don't. You don't know. Brent took him.
A psycho?
Yeah, and we think they're locked up in cell block, whatever.
Okay, I'll get her out. Why should I go with you though?
Because they're going to be guards.
Yeah, I'll take care of them.
By
I don't need
yourself?
you. You're a killer. You killed that person yesterday. Why should I listen to you?
Because I'm busting Emilio out. Because I'm not standing for this shit.
I think you're gonna have to ask her for help to do this. So this is gonna be ask an NPC for help. You're gonna draw with soul. Let me recall and shuffle. Go ahead when you're ready. You got 2 soul, looks like.
Or is it getting in her face?
Yeah, if you want to push it that way, go ahead. I need a little more.
I am.
Okay.
I'm on edge here.
Okay. What's that look like then?
This is savagery. So this is basically like, wait, I am offering help to bust your friend out, and you're saying, fuck no, I'll do this by myself. Probably get shot or captured. Mm-hmm. That's your plan? Really?
Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, draw with savagery instead.
Yeah, you may not like me, but I can take care of myself.
So go ahead and draw. What do you got? 3 savagery.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So on a hit, they have to choose mark stress, escalate. On a triumph, you take +1 forward against them if they escalate or if you suffer harm. So you see fear in her eyes. She's got a gun in her hand, but she knows you, and she sees something in your eyes, and it scares her. You got an upper hand on Maxine, and you see this moment. She's got this gun in her hand, and you see her kind of look at it, and she looks at you, and she says, "Fine, we're doing this for Emilio.
What's
your plan?"
We're doing it for Emilio. Okay, they're going to be holding him in the Supermax and cell block. I'll say G. We're probably gonna have to go through a couple of guards, and a locked door. So bring your pigs.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have to play it by ear. I don't know what else is going on.
Okay.
But be ready. It looks like you're ready for anything.
Sounds crazy enough to work.
So good. Well, if we act quick, it might work. If we sit around and if we dick around for a while, then whatever they're going to do with Emilio, whatever Brent's going to do with Emilio, it'll be too late.
Right. Okay. So you got Maxine on board. Let's jump back and check in with Tyler then. So there you are. Leo has assessed the situation, and he goes, "The guards. It's time to take out the guards, isn't it?"
It's now or never, like I thought. Brent, who Brent is? He's got people.
I've heard about him.
Yeah, he's got people. Lots of people. It looks like some of the guards are his people. So, your boss, when he gets better, he isn't going to want to be facing down Brent. You could reason with the warden. You can't reason with a madman. You in?
He says, "Yeah, me and the boys would be happy to help. But when this is over, you're going to be taking our orders, right? You're going to be a good boy, do what we say."
Listen, when this is all over, we can have that conversation. But right now, there's
No. I'm in no hurry. I don't care about Emilio. We'll help you, but give and take, right?
yeah.
So
I
in
guess.
mechanical terms, you can contest this, but you'd have to flip some cards.
Yeah. I'd have to. I'm just wondering whether. I'll try and ask him for help.
Okay. So let's see. Yeah, you have to give them a bribe or a motive. So yeah, that sounds like appropriate one. Let me get you back there. Oh yeah, I guess we're there.
I still
Let me
actually
recall
have
and shuffle.
I
What
still
was
actually have full GM powers.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I reconnect, I will lose them, I'm sure.
All right. So asking NPC for help. Let me make sure this is the right one.
It'll sort of
it-
end up with the same results as your discussion.
Yeah, if he's
I think you're hunting for a triumph here. That way he'll do what you want and you don't have to give him a bribe or a motive. On an edge, he'll tell you what they want, do it, and they'll return the favor. So I think pretty much on an edge, you're going to end up kind of having to do what he's asking for.
Yeah,
on a miss, something horrible is going to happen, and on a triumph, you will win this sort of battle of wills.
Yeah, I think that the triumph is me convincing him that
He doesn't need to get your promise.
Yeah, because Emilio is another person who would stand against the guards, right? As opposed to
Yeah. So if you want to go through with it, go ahead and flip the cards, and then we'll play it out.
It's a triumph.
Oh, well, there it is. He goes, I like you. I like you, Tyler. I see you going big places.
He made it all the way to the big house, right?
Right. He goes, all right, boys, get your sticks. Let's go bust some heads. So you've got them on board too. And let us take a break, and then we will see what happens. All right, let's take another 5, and I'll see you guys, and we'll finish this thing up for today. So I'm looking at the moves. I'm trying to figure out which moves have we not done yet. I like to do all the moves.
There's still some zombie moves you haven't done yet.
Yeah. We got away from the zombies a little bit. Yeah, I have to get some zombies in here.
First, we have to deal with the worse than zombies.
Yeah. It's one of the tropes in zombie stories, right?
Yeah.
Humans are always the worst part.
So did you draw a card at the start of this to see what?
I did. I just kind of, if I like it, I use it. But if I don't, I just go with where our stories go. I actually find the session 0, what we get from that, those seeds are better than what the card gives us. So
the one basic move we haven't used yet is turn to violence, and I have a feeling
there might be some of that. Yeah.
I have a feeling that we're about to do that.
Right. So I think you guys getting your allies together, you've gotten some good, you've done enough that I'm not going to make you, let me start over. I'm going to have you guys just montage how you get into the tower using your allies to sort of clear the way for you. And that will allow the PCs to all kind of confront the big bad at this, at the end here. So let me go. I think each of you got some people involved. So I'm start actually with you, Chase. Tell me what Maxine does that helps the rest of the guys get into the tower. How does she show her thing?
Maxine?
Yeah.
Oh, I think her main thing is stealth. And knowing how people, like, because she's a violent person or used to be a violent person as well, that she knows kind of how their movements work. So she is a fugitive. She knows how to escape their paths. So I think her main thing is just knowing how they think and moving where they need to go.
And what do you think she does that shows that off? That helps out getting them in there.
I think she's just very aware of their roots and knowing what they care most about in regards to having advantage.
Okay. So how about she's like spying out from higher up in the building, and she says go 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 when the sniper's looking the other way, something like that.
Yeah, she knows how they move on the catwalk and stuff like that, and knows how to stay out of the vision light, so to speak.
Right. And Brandon, tell me how your people, and also let's see, who else did you get? I guess you went and got Maxine. So we had Chase take care of Maxine. So tell me how your people helped get you guys in there.
Well, most of my people are just refugees and don't have particular skills.
I imagine they're real good at survival, though. To make it this far, you've got to have some skills, right?
Yes. I mean, there are a couple of guards, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think we have, a scene where we just, bum rush the guards who are not expecting it.
Okay. How do they get the door down? Or do you guys, I mentioned there was that hint that if you can get up on the catwalk, maybe they left that door open. So either one of those, how do you get in there? Let's have them get us in there.
Robin Fisher's got a cutting torch.
Mm-hmm. So she kind of cuts open the door, the security door, and then your people rush in and sort of bum rush the Simons and I think Suzuki, the other guy's name.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I like it. And then Will, how do the Sons and Leo get you guys, even further into the facility?
Well, I'd kind of imagined them as setting up that thing, right? Is because the guards are you have that guy with a sniper rifle, right? And then I think we get the Sons to sort of bang on windows and doors and start making noise and things, and then Tyler comes out with his hands up, clearing the air, and he's like, "Hey up there, we just want to talk," you know? We just want to know what's happened to our guys. Is the warden okay? What's going on? You know?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the sons take advantage of your distraction to do something or other?
Well, more as in that, like, I am using the sons to back up the fact that it's not just me asking this, you know, to remind the guards that there are a bigger population and they will cause, you know, and they're like the muscle behind me kind of thing that, like, if you don't deal with this shit, then you might find you're facing petrol bombs and all kinds of stuff, right? Like, someone could get one of those cars, drive it through the fence, right into the tower. You know, there's a whole range of things that could go south if they don't appease, basically.
Okay. All right. So with all of that, let's we will pick up with Sarah and Tyler are now inside the building. Your allies have done their thing in one way or the other. They're going to be busy. So it's the two of you. Where do you head in this? Like I said, you have never been in here, but there's like a stairwell going down and there's the stairwell going up. And to make it clear, that there'll be like an arrow that says, you know, like solitary in the basement and like control tower going up, and then something else about, you know, in the middle of the building, maybe like the armory and the records office and that kind of stuff.
Right, and we're past the guards in this section.
Yeah, we'll say,
and these are pretty well sound isolated sections from one another, I bet. Given all the heavy construction, probably sound doesn't travel all that well.
No,
outside of here. So I'm gonna basically say, Emilio,
call out.
Yeah.
Sure.
See if I hear back anything.
Right. Trying to think what that might be. I think that would be. I think I was going to have you assess a bad situation anyways, getting through these vents. So let's see if you get a good result, and maybe you can use one of your questions to hear what Sarah said. So Chase, when you're ready, go ahead and draw with survival for assess a bad situation.
Okie dokie.
It's steel, isn't it?
It's steel.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yum.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
You are unlucky.
Do you want to? I'd say, Sarah, given what you're doing, you can assist here if you want. Do you want to assist? Take a stress.
Fuck yes. Yeah, I'm gonna scream.
Okay. So go ahead and take a stress. You're yelling as loud as you can for Emilio.
Emilio's only got one card here.
But, yeah, Emilio's only showing one, so you get
one survivor card. I'm still gonna do it.
Sure.
Because that's who I am.
Are we ready?
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
So I think the question would be basically, how do I get to my friends, or where are my allies, something like that, right? So Emilio, you're climbing through these vents, and you do indeed hear Sarah's voice calling out. That way, up and over that way, climbing through these vents.
Okay, I'm going to probably stay quiet and kind of hear what other voices I can hear, because I don't trust Sarah.
Okay. Tyler, you're right there. What are you doing at this point?
Tyler is going down to the solitary thing. He's wants to get in and get out quickly.
Okay. So Sarah's yelling, and you're like, "I'm just going to go down and check the cells."
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've got that bag that I borrowed from my car over my back.
All right, the mysterious bag.
Mm.
All right. Brandon, you feel a arm on you grab your shoulder and spin you around, and you are face to face with a guard with a huge hole in their chest, dressed in riot gear, and with the glazed over eyes of a zombie.
Fuck.
What do you do as Emilio starts climbing out of the vent beside you?
Reflex. Bat to the head.
Bat to the head. All right.
Yeah, no, she's not. No thinking involved. Just try and take it down.
This is just a single zombie, so you're not going to do a zombie move. You're going to do an avert disaster. So go ahead. That's survival. Draw when you're ready.
Okay, here it comes. Opportunity.
That's pretty good.
Miss. Edge.
Okay. So you can take the edge, which is a partial hit, or you can take a stress and turn an opportunity into a triumph.
Yeah, I'll take the stress.
Okay. So yeah, this is pretty clearly stressful. So you take that bat and you bash this thing and you knock it back, but because it has this armor on, you're not able to, bash its head in completely. But you give yourself a little bit of breathing room. Emilio, you see all this as you climb out of the vent. What do you want to do?
Is it Sarah just by herself?
Yeah.
I want to look to see if I can find other survivors as well that is in the same hallway area.
Okay. You want to look around?
Yeah.
All right, do a quick assess a bad situation. All right.
Okay.
Let me recall. Shuffle. Go ahead.
That is 3 for me. All right.
Did you get 3 misses?
Yeah, sure did.
Oh boy, you're having a bad day, Chase. What does happen here?
Kind of like I essentially only see her, and I
Right.
don't think anybody
I know what
else
happens.
is there.
The Sarah bashes this zombie back against the wall, and in this confined space, isn't really able to get any good shots on it, to knock that helmet off or something. And McMaster starts to climb out of the vent, and this zombie turns and chomps right on her arm as she's coming out of the vent. She screams and pulls away as the zombie is lashed onto her arm. The warden has been bit.
Well, that's too bad for her.
And you hear footsteps coming up from the stairwell below you.
Mm.
I'm picturing like a round stairs going around like the edge of this building, and then all the rooms are in the middle. So you guys are sort of in this stairwell. So kind of like out of your view down below, you hear some footsteps coming up these stairs.
Okay. I'm going to, while the zombie's preoccupied with Wanda's arm, I'm going to head towards the footsteps, but kind of stay near the debris to hide if I need to make sure it's not guards or something.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's not really anywhere to hide, but because it's sort of circular, you can kind of like peek around an edge, sort of, and get a view. And you see that it's who should it be? Given you just got a miss, I'm tempted to make it something bad. Yeah, I'm gonna have it be Leo. It's Leo coming up the stairs. That's the kind of slight ally of Malcolm. So he's coming up, and he's got a big long knife that's covered in blood, and he comes up and he comes around the corner. He smiles, and he says, "Is this a private party, or a guy could join in?"
I mean, there's a zombie if you want to dance with it, but it's not really my kind of style.
You're chatting while the warden is screaming.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a doctor. So.
Yeah, so Brandon, that zombie is gonna eat her pretty quick unless something happens.
I unload on it. It's busy on her. It's busy on her arm.
Okay.
I notice. I notice Emilio. I say, it's like I acknowledge. It's like there you are. Tyler's downstairs. You got to get you the fuck out now.
So I think what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to like get that helmet off the zombie. To be able for somebody to bash its brains in. So I think this is going to be two things. If you want to do this, you're going to have to get in close, which means you're going to have to make an avert disaster, but you're also going to have to just draw a bite card because you're that close to its mouth.
Even though it's busy biting the warden.
Even though it's busy biting the warden. You want to go for it?
God damn it. Do I risk a gunshot?
Do you have a gun? I don't know.
I do. We established I have a 9mm.
Okay.
I came from military.
Yeah, if you want to stand off and shoot it, yeah, you could do that. And then you don't have to risk that automatic bite check.
I'm gonna fucking do that. I'll just blow its brains out. I didn't want to have a gunshot, but things fucking went south.
Yeah. On second thought, though, it does have that helmet, though, and I'm sure that helmet is, would block bullets. So
you think so? Okay, so the gun.
Even with a gun, you're shaking your head, Will. Do you disagree, or?
There's no such thing as a bulletproof helmet.
Okay.
If it is,
I can go with that.
If that's not going to help, then I'm not going to.
No, I think Will. I agree.
I'll put my boot on its neck and try to rip its helmet off. But
I think it'll force, instead of automatically killing it, we'll have to have you make a avert disaster. We'll say that with the helmet and the armor. Okay. So I might make you have to make, if you get a bad roll, if you get a bad draw, then maybe I'll have to make you pull from the bite deck anyways. But you pull out your pistol.
I was just giving the realistic view. Obviously, that doesn't have to be how helmets and guns work in real life, in the game,
Cinema, yeah. But yeah, we'll go with that. So you pull out your gun, bang, you shoot it. Go ahead and make an avert disaster. So draw with survival.
Nope.
Whenever you're ready.
Not the bite deck. Not the bite deck. Sorry, trying to pull from the wrong deck. Fallen cards.
Oh, there it is. Edge. Okay, on an edge. You pull through, but it's going to cost you. The GM will offer you a hard bargain, ugly choice, or Pyrrhic victory. I think you shoot it and you blast the helmet off its head, and it's going for McMaster's neck. It's going to rip her neck out, rip her throat out, unless you get in there real close and put the bullet right up in its face, which again will force you to have to draw from the bite deck. So you can either draw from the bite deck and kill it, or let it get McMaster and then kill it.
From what I know about zombies, is the bite to the arm fatal?
Yes, you all know that if you're bitten by a zombie, you're a goner. Eventually, you're going to change.
Not going to.
Tyler's Will's suggesting your trauma card.
Yeah, no, she's gone. I've written McMaster off.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna brain the zombie without risk.
Right. And do you want to lean a little more into that, make it abhorrent what you do, or is that already abhorrent?
I'll make it abhorrent in the sense that blood and bones splatter.
Mm-hmm.
Because that makes perfect sense.
You wait, right? Like you just stand and you wait for your moment while McMasters is screaming, and you're just like lined up, ready for the moment, kind of thing, not getting stuck into the help, kind of.
Right. So like McMaster's like, shoot it, God damn it, shoot it! What are you waiting for? And she's like, and her throat's ripped out, and then you shoot.
And Sarah says,
Sarah
says, sorry, you're dead already.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I'll kill the zombie, and then I'm going to go ahead and do McMaster.
Shoot her too. Okay.
Which is when Tyler comes running back up the stairs, having heard all of this commotion coming up from
Will, was there something you wanted? You're going to find that the cells down there were empty.
Yeah, no, it was purely
else you wanted to do down there.
No, it was purely a case of not wanting to bunch like roll deep on things. Like I prefer it when people have crucial moments that aren't just like, what do you want to do kind of thing. So I go down there, I see an empty cell, I'm like, what the hell? And then I hear the screams from upstairs, and I run back up and push past Emilio and Thingy standing in the stairs from near that vent, and come around the corner to see McMaster's reaching out to Sarah, and Sarah just say, "You're already dead."
And Leo, he looks at you and he says, "That's cold, but that was the right decision. I'm with you, Sarah. Let's get this fucker Jasper."
Let's get Emilio out of here. That's what we came for.
That's not what I'm here for. We take care of it while we can. We leave here. It's just a matter of time before they get us. We get them when the getting's good.
Yeah. Tyler, you with us? Emilio, you want back at them? Or do you want to get out of here? Coast is clear if you want to get out.
I think it's time to move to a different part of the prison away from these psychos.
Well, either that or we move towards them and take them out before they know what the fucking hell is happening.
They do have the armory. They have the keys to that.
Yes, yeah, they got better guns.
Yeah, I think we need to.
But there are more of us.
Whoa.
We need to take Bryn alive.
Yeah,
Listen.
you're not gonna convince.
All right, let's get out. Let's hold up. Let's make him make a move. Then, because you're right. Yeah, they can barricade and they're pretty good. Let's get you out of here. That's what we came for. Sorry about McMaster. We wanted her too.
I mean, you could have put her out of her misery first and then shoot the zombie, but I guess it was your way of thinking first.
The zombie was the bigger threat, and at least, fuck it. Let's get out of here. We got some of what we came for. Yeah, let's get out of here and let's hole up and let's make Brent make a move.
Okay. So we see you guys descend back down to sort of the entranceway at the ground floor of this tower.
Collect my guys.
And yeah, your guys.
We probably have another gunner. Probably have another gun off the guards.
Yeah, you probably got the shotgun from Suzuki and the baton from Simons. Simons, do you think you're? I'm trying to remember who. Yeah, I think it was your guys, Brandon, that busted in. So did they kill Simon Suzuki, take him prisoner, knock him out, chase him away? What do you think they did? The two guards.
I think one of the guy with the shotgun got killed.
Okay.
Because he leveled the shotgun at someone and somebody brained him with
Maybe that was where Leo's blood came on his knife, right?
Right.
No, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, he was engaged, and then Leo, the ever stealthy Leo, or whatever his talent is for violence. Yeah. Basically cut his throat.
Right.
And the other guy ran away.
Okay.
He wasn't. He realized he was completely outclassed.
Right.
And he panicked and ran. We don't know where.
And I'll say that the sniper panicked also and disappeared somewhere into the tower. So you have a clear route when you leave here to exit the building. I presume are you guys heading back to your cell block?
That's all we got.
Yeah.
There's a 0 point, and we can't be out. We can't be out beyond the fence.
Right. Okay, so you guys, move along across the field. I imagine there's sort of a maze of different sort of fences and passageways and stuff through here.
Yeah, and we're clinging to cover.
Right. And you make your way across back into your cell block. I think there's a moment of quiet. Then there's all of you guys are standing there. Anybody have anything to say or do at that point?
Is Maxine there?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure she was there. And
yeah, I think everybody miraculously, nobody on your side was killed, injured.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Maybe we should. I think because we didn't do like command our allies to do something, we did it all instead, you know. So
Yeah.
like there was no consequence if they failed, kind of stuff.
No.
But yeah.
Well, and
I-
it was cinematic, you know. It's like,
And
Yeah,
I just rolled in. You guys had some real good draws. I just rolled that all into being successful and getting to that point. So
yeah. I guess I just ask. So Emilio, you're okay?
Yeah, they just put some.
you're bloody.
Bryn just put blood on me, doing some weird worship ass shit, and then threw me in a cell. They had already killed one of the guards, talking about needing more bodies to do probably some other crazy shit. So what I'm thinking is we need to get to a part of the prison where they don't know where we're gonna be.
Well, I
Otherwise,
mean, we
they're gonna
outnumber
come
them
for
by,
us.
Yeah,
but they've got the guns.
but they've
Yeah.
got and especially that fucking sniper
And the
rifle.
high ground.
Yeah, the fucking sniper rifle means it's going to be tough to go out in the daytime.
And I think there's more of them out there, guys.
Hmm.
Like I think the Bryn's people have been keeping an eye on the prison since before all this started.
I mean, yeah, I don't doubt it. I'm sure he's had his words with people while he's been stuck in here, and that's why it was easy for him to kind of root into the guards after everything went down yesterday. He just fed on their fears that was already there, you know?
Yeah, and this apocalyptic shit probably didn't hurt anyway, because people are ready to listen to that.
Yeah, people were already listening to that, but when somebody proves that's the case without really following along any kind of lines of just like rules or humanity, then it makes it easier to corrupt those kind of people.
Listen, Emilio,
I'm listening.
I know you don't like me,
Obvious.
but we need a truce.
I mean, my truce is with Tyler.
Okay, I fucking helped bust you out of there.
Yeah, but
Okay, ask anybody, ask Maxine, ask Tyler.
Situation, Sarah, when you bashed that refugees' heads in the way, and then now the guards went to the psychopath of.
Yeah, you did. You think I just did that because I fucking liked it?
I didn't say you had to like it, but you still did it.
I did it because they had to leave. They were. We don't. We're short of medical supplies and stuff as it is. We just couldn't handle more people.
You don't know what they had.
I do know. I talked to some of them
about those people. You have to give people a chance.
Well, we're gonna fucking disagree on that. That's what I'm asking for.
You're asking me for a chance, and if I thought like you, I would.
God damn it!
You a chance.
God damn it! We could have let you rot in there, and let Brent do what he wanted to with you, but that's not what we did.
Hey, it sounds as though you're both opening up to someone.
Yeah.
Who's triggering that?
I was waiting for him to be done, and then we're gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah. Does that sound like true? Work for you guys? Opening up to someone?
Sure does.
I think I could go either way, but I'm leaning towards maybe Chase opening up, and then
it feels as though Chase,
Brandon
because it feels as though Sarah was coming with a practical thing, and Emilio came back with a this is how I feel about you.
Yeah, I like it. So Emilio, let's go ahead and do a draw. Let me get you back to our stats.
No, it would be soul.
Soul, yeah.
Soul. My soul is 3.
All right, you're the one to do this then. So go ahead when you are ready.
Why does it always have to start with 2?
All right, Edge. Let's see, opening up. So this is the one where you get to choose from the pick list. Each of you remove a stress. So Sarah and Emilio can both remove a stress. And then Emilio, you can choose from the pick list. You can either look at one of Sarah's cards, ask a question she must answer honestly, and the other one's for NPC. So one of those two things.
I want to look at the past card.
Look at the past card. All right.
take the card.
And Brandon,
well,
Sarah
let
can
me
do the
click on
same. You can either look at a card or you can ask a question that Emilio must answer honestly.
I want to look at Emilio's trauma card.
Okay.
Let me
So how do I best do that?
I put it in my hand.
Okay, there we go.
It won't let me click on you, on your hand.
That's strange. Okay, I'm trying to steal your card.
Let it go. Let it go.
All right. So,
It won't let me look at your task card.
oh, nice.
Maybe we can only do one at a time. So finish, take back your
Okay, I'm
card,
done. Brandon.
Or Sarah, take back your card. I mean, sorry,
I can't
Chase,
click
take back.
on
You can't do it?
the hand.
Huh.
No, it won't let me.
Yeah.
Can I
it's
give a
bizarre.
card?
You can drag it out.
Let's try to do that.
Maybe drag it back on the table. Is that what you're trying to do?
No, that didn't work. Wait.
Except
Okay, let's see. Drop cards from your hand for trade.
what is this?
Will's solution of just taking a screenshot of it might be our best thing to do. It's kind of
I'm trying to get in.
it's pretty glitchy.
Did you get that? No. Okay, let me just drag it back on the table then. That I can do. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
And then
Well, while they're sorting this out, Will, what do you think Tyler's doing as these guys are opening up to each other?
Tyler is going to just go and I think Tyler goes to go try and speak to Malcolm, right? And like, you know, try and get him on board with it all. And I think that's when Leo like puts one hand across the door, you know. And
So did you get a look at my card, Chase?
no, it won't let me grab it. You have to, I think, try and put it down on the table.
Okay, let me do that.
I can grab it.
You know, Brandon, if you feel like
There
you
we
can
go.
do it,
When did
maybe
you there?
just-
I put on the table. See if you
yeah,
can get it.
and then I can take it. And just
Okay.
put it
Okay,
down.
there we go.
that'll lead into something else too. So Leo puts his hand across, you know, to block the way for you, Tyler, and you turn away. And on this upper floor, there's these barred windows. So you're pretty high up, you know, like this is the third floor. It's above the fence level. And the prison itself is on a bluff. So that, you know, when you get up high like this, you get a bit of a vista. And you see that in the distance, we'll say to the north. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll say to the north, you see that the usual mist of the forest has grown to a thick fog. There's a wall of fog. But this is something weird because it's not only, you know, that grayish white of fog, but higher up in this fog bank, it's black. There's black swirls, and there's like, it looks like red orange fire in this wall of fog.
Shit.
It's something otherworldly. Gain a point of stress.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, I don't think I even see that through the bars. I think Leo blocks my path, right? And I like sigh and I walk out and I go around the building, making sure to keep the building behind me, between me and the where I know the sniper to be, right? And then I just like lean back against, open my eyes, and I'm like, holy! And then the camera like, you know, pans from looking at me to around the whole thing. So yeah, what was that? That was a huge, like the mist is like orange.
Yeah, like the mist is thickened into fog, but not only is it like regular fog, but there's black and red and orange of fire flowing through this. And it seems to be a couple miles away, maybe. And at that same time, you're outside the building. Is that where you just put yourself? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the rest of you inside, and maybe even you, Tyler, see this, you know, happen. The power comes on in the block. You know, the lights come on, and the doors, you know, slam shut. And there's like they slam shut, and the PA system comes on, and you hear the voice, probably only Amelia would recognize it, but you hear the voice of Jasper Bryn. And he says, the blood has spoken. The sinners must be eradicated so that the chosen ones can inherit the earth. Your end approaches, sinners. Pray to God for succor. And I think that's probably a good time to stop, actually. That seems to be a good lead into what's coming next. So let's take a moment and go around the table and do some stars and wishes. So a star is, I know, Chase, I don't know, have you done stars and wishes before?
Yeah, in the past
Okay.
2 games.
Okay, so you're a little familiar with it. So stars is basically just something that you liked about the game, about what players did, just something nice. And then a wish is something that you would like to see more of in the next few sessions, or something you'd like to see done differently, or something about the game that bothers you for one reason or another. Just some sort of constructive criticism. So let's start with Brandon. You can do both or one or the other, however you want to do it. Or if you got nothing, you can just pass.
No, I got plenty of stars. I mean, the first view for the whole situation, it's brilliant. Just so thematic. Yeah, Tyler's and Sarah's argument out in the woods was so perfect. And then Emilio's, reluctance to be rescued by someone that he found that he had profound distaste for. It was all, worked, so well within the genre. So I appreciate all of that. And as far as wishes go, well, you're bringing it. We haven't had serious, zombie trouble yet, or whatever this is, and right. That's the obviously the next element is coming. Now that we're all divided, in here, it's time for the outside world to bitch stop us.
All right, thank you for that. Will, what do you got?
Both stars and wishes, or just one and then the other?
Either way, whatever you
Sure.
want to do.
Well, I will start off with my wishes and finish with my stars. My wishes are obviously for Matthew Teal to join us and for Malcolm to be part of it. I like the Suns as sort of like the wild card here in everything. On that note, as well, I didn't really want to fully resolve the Bryn situation either. Like I wanted to have that tension, because we set it up as Ward and Suns, Bryn, and then the Warden's been taken out, which is exactly what I was hoping you would do, Jason. I love it. I was like thinking about this, and I was like, well, if I was running the game, that's exactly what I would want to be doing. And yeah, it was perfect. I guess, but on I want the Bryn situation and the cult and things to on-go and like be complicated and stuff. But ultimately, I think I want missions outside of the prison as well at some point, like excursions out to places beyond just staying in the same spot. I just wanted to mention in this point that I crossed out the armory card for now because we'd established that they've got control of the armory. So until that changes, it feels as though we don't have access to that resource, right? I wanted to double check that with everyone before finishing. But my stars are Emilio, rolling with the difficulties of getting imprisoned and breaking your way out, and then leaving the McMaster to die as well. So as much as you project that onto Sarah, you let that happen as well. You didn't rush in to help her.
Zombie bias, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I like that you gave shit back to Sarah, even after being rescued. It was like, I can't trust you. Like the feelings coming out. And on that note as well, I really like Sarah's willingness to do anything and everything for those that she views as under her protection as part of her flock, and for everybody else, you are screwed, right? Like no time for you really. And I like the contradictions between the two. Like the complications, and I think that really it helps build this sort of fleshed out relationship between the two of us as well, that how we came to these places. Jason, the prep, everything, rolling with these the convoluted sort of the misses after misses in places where I feel as though there were more situations where ideally we'd be looking at like a mixed result or a hit, right? Because they're sort of like, you should do it because there's some tension, but narratively we're all rooting for that kind of mixed success at the worst, right? And then we end up with 4 misses being pulled out in a row, and it's like, okay, now we have to deal with the complication that came up, which, having played a game recently where I think 10 rolls in a row were all straight out misses in like a normal PBTA, I was like, I am running out of things to throw at the players that aren't just you die and you die horribly. So yeah, it's great. I can't wait for more.
Okay, great. And for me, I'm just echoing a lot of the same stuff that you guys have already said. I do indeed want to see you guys out in the forest, outside the prison a little bit. So I hopefully we'll see that happen. Wishes wise, yeah, I want to see zombies. We did get one in there too. Well, we had some in the beginning that you kind of dodged. You actually got some good draws then, and then we had the zombie cop come out. So that was cool. But yeah, we'll definitely see some more zombies. Um, I, I really excited about Matthew hopefully making it back for us next week. I think we did a good job of getting the Sons and his ally into the story, and that was interesting. I patting myself on the back. I am happy that we were able to get your allies into the story at least a little bit. Maybe we need to see more of Brandon's allies, but they were all mentioned. We got a little bit of their character on the table, so that was fun. Wishes wise, I guess that was wishes. Stars wise, Chase, you did so badly with your cards today, but you took it all in stride. I really appreciate it. I really liked where it goes as a comment. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, maybe the story's going to go this way, and then all of these misses happen. You're like, nope, it's going to go this way instead. You're now a prisoner. But yeah, we found a way. I appreciate that we found a way to like make that interesting rather than you just sitting in the cell all day. Luckily, you were able to convince McMaster to help you and give you the key card to get you out of that cell. So that worked out pretty well. Brandon, I played you quite a few times now, and you always have a good way of like arguing with people and getting under their skin. It's just a skill that you have as a player. And I think somebody else already said, I think Will maybe said that, it was interesting to watch Chase give it back to him at the end. That was a neat scene to listen to. I didn't want to jump in and have you guys draw the cards. I wanted to see where it went a little bit. So that was fun to watch. And you set yourself, it's interesting. You guys have set yourself up where in the beginning it was clear there's like good guys and bad guys in the with the characters, but there was a lot of grain and mixing today that was interesting to watch. Like, it's not so clear as it was. I mean, people are responding badly to Sarah because of what she did, but the necessity to work together also sort of trumped that today, didn't it? So that was fun to watch. But I think that's it. Any final thoughts?
Did we hear Chase's stuff?
No, we haven't heard Chase's yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I jump over you completely?
It's okay. For stars, the high emotion and high tension between the characters is always interesting. Like the clashing of hidden views and known views is always interesting. Not knowing like what makes the other person tick is like, I wonder what it is, and then when you finally get to find out, it's like, oh ho ho moments. So I appreciate that. Also the setup of the pregame setup, like the very nicely put together like synopsis of our ground zero. Like just kind of filling in the scene. There's a lot of scenery work that's happening as well, painting a very rich tapestry of the world setting itself and where the characters are in it. Some of my wishes include kind of like a balance of moves for each character or each scene. Like how there's like some characters are having long scenes versus other characters, and it's kind of unbalanced in that way. And I know it's hard when people are separated for that kind of thing. So just kind of like counting moves and seeing where they equal up to, and just like being careful for like players choosing outcomes before they happen kind of thing too, because that can kind of like lead before the cards are even put on the table. But I like to see the NPCs not be so helpful so easily. I want more tension from the NPCs too, because they're our allies, but they also don't want to risk their lives too in something that's like, you know, kind of, I want to see like that kind of tension, like, ooh, if I ask them too many times, they're gonna get tired of my shit or something. But I like to see those kind of things, and more zombies, of course. But
All right, that's all real good stuff. And in terms of Spotlight, which I think is what you were talking about there early on, when the group is divided up, what I try to do is, it's certainly something I'm working on all the time, but I try to like ratio it out based on the number of players. So, you know, Sarah and Tyler were together most of the time, so I try to have them have twice as much time as you would have. I mean, obviously, when we sit down and actually, if we actually mapped it out, who knows what the actual proportion was. But that's my goal, at least. But yeah, that's a good point. And I think at some point, Will was like, yeah, I would like to get Emilio back with us. So I'm glad at least we got there eventually. But yeah, maybe we could find a way to, I could have found a way to speed that up a little bit faster. But yeah, Spotlight, that's a thing to work on. Yeah, in terms of that, did you feel I was too easy with the allies, that they rolled over a little too much with you guys? Is that what you were saying, Chase?
Yeah, just kind of because the like directing the allies to take action. I know we don't want to do that every single time, but I think it was only done once, and we directed them a lot in this,
that's true.
session.
I think it's the directing the allies to action is an interesting one because it means that the consequences fall on the allies, right? And I think that it was complicated by the fact that you know, I went to grab Matthew's allies basically to try and keep that in the story. So I don't feel it's appropriate for me to kill off his allies with a thing. But,
no, they had plot armor for sure. They weren't going to die today. So
I did wonder whether or not we'd have, like, you know, Sarah make the request to Maxine on Emilio's behalf, and then but Emilio roll the, like, because that's, you know, Maxine, you'd want Maxine to come and help you out, right? And Maxine would want to come and help you out, or perhaps even Sarah's allies, like, does anyone get shot in the conflict or whatever? But that's just my thoughts on that move, particularly. You know,
there could also be like, instead of just like, they don't have to like die, but there's also like serious harm and minor harm too that can happen, which could add even more tension if you get their ally jacked up.
Yeah, they get hurt enough to go from friendly to neutral or neutral to hostile to you, right? Like, you asked me to do this.
Or like,
okay, well,
Sarah asked somebody else's ally to do something and they got her, and now you're angry at her for that or something.
All right, so I hear you say you want me to kill all your allies, so I'll be sure to do that, or have them kill you. No, but yeah, I appreciate that. That makes sense. And it's always, that's another thing too. It's like, because I don't want to use up the resources too early. This is only our second of 4 sessions, so I don't want to have like everybody killing each other, you know, at maybe quite yet. But yeah, making it harder, that's a good point. That's certainly another place.
No, don't make it any harder on Emilio. Poor Emilio.
I can take all the drama. It's fine. I can handle anything.
All right, guys. Well, real good session. I honestly, I find time and again that the best sessions are when you have 3 players. 4 players is good. I mean, the very good sessions too, but 3 players is my favorite. So I'm glad to have an opportunity to have the 3 of you today, but I'm also excited to have Matthew back next week. So, and I will see you guys all then. All right.
Okay.
Oh, is it okay to put it on YouTube?
It's fine by me. Yeah.
All right. Looking forward to it. See you next week, everybody.
See you guys.
Take care. Nice to see you all.